Hi everyone. Okay, so I have a lot to say here, and I'm gonna get two videos because it's just a lot. Okay, so uh, the story is focused on Sharon and Daniel and Heather today. So Sharon is still going through the crisis um, of good and evil, I'd say. And I am now fully convinced that Cameron Kirsten is the evil side. Um, okay, that's that's the base here. Okay, and everybody, and by everybody I mean Tessa, Mariah, Nick, Faith, even Adam, and Daniel is going to be really involved, but he's even involved in worrying about where Sharon is because it's now come to everyone's attention that Sharon is missing, quote unquote, and they don't know where she is. I mean, they have no clue where she is. So yeah, okay. On the other side, um, Heather and Daniel are finally going to be in a good place, as far as work. So I have a little theory, and it kind of goes, the minute you're happy in every area of your life, work, family, relationship, whatever, assuming you don't have one, um, you can kind of expect for things to go bad. And I think on soap operas, it's especially true because, like I said, they finally have everything in place. And I think I am really, really convinced that something is going to happen to Daniel. Um, I don't know what yet, but it will involve blood because today we got the place of the episode where Sharon says she wakes up and she says, "Oh my God!" So you go, "Okay, what's that about?" And she says, "Oh, like oh, good, it was just a nightmare." Because in the nightmare, Daniel is covered in blood. So I don't know what would cause that is what I'm saying. I know something is going to happen to cause him to bleed, but I don't know what. Okay. Um, but here's where it gets a little funky. Um, Sharon somehow she did two things, two major things, and I think she was in a blackout because she rented a room at a roadside motel. And the reason why I say this is because when you look in the room, there's like one light and very sparse, and you can just tell it's not high end. Okay. Um, and then Cameron Kirsten, the ghost, comes back and says, "Oh, When did you rent a room in this dump?" So yeah, further clarification that it's not exactly a ritzy hotel. And then okay, so I I wrote all these notes to connect everything, a lot. Like I wrote a page of notes, okay, because everything is related. Um, Faith is in the park and she happens to see Adam. And Adam, being a nice guy, says, and she's crying. She's crying and he doesn't know why. So, being a nice guy, he asks her what's wrong. And at first, she doesn't want to tell him because apparently, see, this is where it also gets kind of funky for me because this is where you have to know the backstory. Adam gave Faith a kidney. Way back in the day, well, not too far back, but years ago, when she was a teenager, she got into a car accident and she needed a kidney ASAP. And Adam was the only donor that could donate because it has to be the right blood type and all that stuff, right? Okay, so there's the backstory. So you would think that she would be really close with Adam, trusting all this stuff, right? No, not so. Because they're in the park and he's asking her, how you doing? Are you okay? And she doesn't say anything. And so he does what you're supposed to do, and he goes, okay, well, obviously you don't want to talk to me, so I'm going to leave, right? Okay. Then it's like Faith gets a moment of clarity and says, oh, maybe you could help. So then she proceeds to tell him, and they also share a moment of when, and they go back over slightly that Adam lost a child. So Adam tells Faith, there's nothing like losing a child. It's a memory you'll never forget, all that stuff. And then she goes into, Sharon's missing. We don't know where she is, but maybe you could help. So I think, kind of in a backwards way, Adam is going to be somewhat involved in finding Sharon. Although I don't know how that's going to happen either. There's two concrete things I know. Sharon can't stay in that motel forever. Number one. Number two, you know, something is going to have to happen to Daniel, and pretty quickly, I'd say. I'd say by the end of the week, so we're talking 3 days, something is going to happen to him. And it's going to be major. So, you know, um, like I said, I don't know what it means for Michael Graziadei. I'm kind of sad if it means what I think it means, but I'm trying to be optimistic here. So, um, yeah. And okay. I think I'm done with the episode. So the next video is going to be all the extra stuff. Okay. All the extra stuff I can't talk about because I could talk about it, but then the video would be 15, 20 minutes. Okay. So I like to chop it up. Okay. So, the next one is like part two, you know, but I'm going to talk about other stuff I didn't talk about in this one. So, um, all right, I guess.